Welcome back to the second episode of the Student Recap Podcast. Today we'll be discussing music, mostly a bunch of different genres I follow and albums from artists. So we'll be starting with some K-pop groups that I follow, starting off with G-Idol. So G-Idol, I would say it's ranked 4th in my most favorite K-pop groups. They have some pretty good songs. They're pretty popular, about 10 million monthly listeners, as I'm seeing right now. The thing about G-Idol is that since Soojin left a few years ago, and Soyeon has her conflicts with Cube, they've just lessened the quality of their music. Super Lady, it was pretty good, but that entire second album from G-Idol was not the best. La Ta Ta, Uh-Oh, Señorita, Fate, Flip It, and Queen Card, Tomboy. Those, I would say, are their best songs in my opinion. I don't really have a favorite member of them. They have a different sound from most K-pop groups, which is what differentiates them. Their voices are more in tune to a niche sound, much like Everglow. And so Everglow, they have not released anything decent in a while. It was 2020 when they last released extensively, and then Zombie, it's a 3-song EP. It's not even that good. They just probably don't have the support from their company right now, and they're not able to do anything. We'll have to see what's up with that. Similar to Everglow, Luna, they also fell off. I think the concept of Luna, it's way too many people in the group. It's just with the subgroups too, it's just not an easy concept to exploit, and they pretty much failed at that. Tribe, they're actually doing pretty good. I would say they're 6th place in my ranking. And Tribe, they have a bunch of good songs. They're just under listened to, I would say. I think they had a tour earlier this year. Let's see, what is next? Next on, we will be moving to discuss ITZY. So ITZY is my favorite K-pop girl group. I think they're just amazing in every aspect. For my stand in their group, bias, whatever, Chareong is my favorite. She's just undervalued, I think, with the Korean beauty standard, but she's an amazing dancer and singer too. My top 5 songs for ITZY are probably Loco, Untouchable, Not Shy, Racer, and then Wannabe. Those are my favorite, but there are a few others like Mr. Vampire, Blah Blah Blah, and Runaway by Ryujin from her solo song in Born to Be. I think that their Born to Be tour was amazing. I actually got to go to their concert. Continuing on ITZY, the next song, 6 through 10, Born to Be, Style, even though that was a Japanese release. Then we have Ringo. Okay, that was also a Japanese release. My bad. And sorry, I can't think of the rest of the 10. Let's go on to a smaller artist. So you might know her. Her name is Alexa. I've been following her since her debut in 2020. She is she transitioned from K-pop to more of English R&B, you could say, maybe rock. I'm not quite sure what to put her into. She has her own genre, but her early K-pop releases Bomb, Kitty Run, Do or Die, Revolution, all very good songs. Her comebacks Back in Vogue and Extra were also good, but it's just her label's small. She can't really express her creative freedom to the most she can. Now going to the exact opposite of what Alexa is, we're gonna go to Blackpink. So I went to the movie about their 8th anniversary. That was a really good movie about the Born Pink tour. Really captured the essence of it. Hopefully I'll get to go to the Blackpink 10th anniversary tour next year. Maybe it's just a hoax that they announced it, but I bet there's gonna be at least 40 cities on the list. Let's see. Other girl groups. Oh yeah, so some that I don't listen to but I just wanted to discuss are XG. Their concept is just too crazy. I don't think they make real music. It's just the Korean equivalent, or Japanese equivalent of hyperpop. If you may know 100 gecs, that's similar to the genre. It's just too artificial, even more than aespa. aespa, the thing about it is that the sci-fi concept Kwangya, it's cool, but it's not for me. The AI stuff is really weird, and I don't get it. And also, Baby Monster are kind of controversial because Chiquita, she didn't really debut and batter up. She only came now with their new release, which I'm forgetting the name of that for some reason. So she only came out in Forever, which I think it has all the right song elements, just in all the wrong places. Some of the parts just don't fit together, and it's not making sense to the listener. We will next discuss Secret Number. Okay, so they had a tour, but in the US, it was pretty small though. They're a pretty small group, only 500K monthly listeners on Spotify. I pretty much have their top 5 songs on Spotify, most played. Who This, Doxa, Got That Boom, and then their Japanese release, Like It is pretty good too. And somehow, when I was listening to Doxa, My Secret Number, I got recommended Love and Fear by Ordinary Heroes, if any of you know what Ordinary Heroes is. Amazing K-rock song. It's I was vibing to it for quite a few weeks. It's just great. For the last girl group that we will discuss, we have NMIX. So I got into NMIX really recently with the FE304 album, which actually stands for Stainless Steel, I found out. I commented on somebody's video on YouTube. And every single song in this album, amazing. See That. Okay, could have been a different title track, but it's still really good. Sika is amazing. Red Light Sign, But We Go. I think it's more niche. You have to have a specific taste to like it. Beat is good. Love is Lonely. I mean, ballads aren't my type, but it's still good enough. And Moving On is just a solid 5th song to have. Also, there's this really old song, I don't know, kind of nostalgic. Bang 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 by Big Bang. The music video, it was super controversial back in the day. There was so many critics saying how inappropriate it was. But, I mean, it was 2015, who cares now? And also, Card recently came back with their EP, Where To Now. I don't like Tell My Mama. It's just not a good song in my opinion. Shimmy Shimmy and Spin are really good kind of techno moonbaton type songs, and I like those. Yeah, so that was all the K-pop girl groups. Now we'll move on to boy bands or singular boy artists. So I actually really liked Taemin's Advice song. It was a major hit. It's probably got millions of streams by now. It's just an amazing song, and with his struggle, kind of shows who he is as a person. Now I'm gonna move on to Stray Kids. They're my favorite boy group. They're like, I don't know, the JYP idea, which is like ITZY, NMIX, and Stray Kids. Those three groups, I just really like the concept and what the songs that get written for them are. Yeah, they started in 2018. I pretty much have songs from that era and up. My Pace, District 9, Thunderous is more recent. Side Effects, that's really good. Christmas Evil, Backdoor, Maniac. And yeah, hopefully I'll get to go to their Dominate tour that's coming up soon. So, with the new album, 8, I like specifically Mountains, J-Jam, and Chick Chick Boom, but I don't have any idea why they collaborated with the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I think it was just like, I don't know, PR stunt. It doesn't really have anything to hold. I would say that relatively 5 Star was a better album. I actually bought a 5 Star CD album, and it's like, I don't know, I like 90% of the tracks in it, opposed to 50% of the tracks in 8. Next, we will go to Enhypen. So Enhypen, they're pretty standard, I would say. There's nothing about Enhypen that differentiates them from the average K-pop boy group. I just like Future Perfect, and there's one other song that I'll find. And I mean, talking about stereotypical K-pop groups, we have to talk about BTS. Well, they're not stereotypical, it's just like they're the standard, I guess you could say. I like the very first songs from Old School or whatever the first BTS album was called. Mic Drop was good, Idol. So anything up to 2018 BTS I liked, but then at the end of their careers, it just kind of fell off, I would say. They didn't really have much content to build off of, and with such a large group, then the creative aspects also clash sometimes. P1 Harmony, I really like their more lyrical and musical take on K-pop. Killin' It and Street Star, both very good songs. That's from a new album, I believe. It just, nobody else has that singing rap voice thing that they have, and it's really interesting that they can do that. So yeah, I think that was all the male K-pop groups, and we'll move on to some other genres now. So now we're gonna go to rap. Just we have to talk about The Death of Slim Shady by Eminem. Amazing album. There should not be hate for this. Other than Houdini. I don't like Houdini, but the rest of the album's amazing. It tells his Eminem's life story, sort of. Habits, Renaissance, Evil, Lucifer, Antichrist, Fuel, Road Rage, the skits, Guilty Conscience, Temporary, Bad One, Toby, and Somebody Save Me with Jelly Roll. That was a great finisher for the album. And 19 songs. That's a lot of work put into that. I'm surprised that Eminem was able to pull it off. Next one. Young Boy Never Broke Again. So, he's kind of interesting, right? From Louisiana. But his past is just way too troubled. And his present is troubled too. He's in jail for gun charges. And he just needs to get some sense into his head. He's not even making good music now. I just think the greed got to him, and yeah. I wouldn't call him quite a rapper, but NF, I really like his songs from his Hope album and the Clouds album. Motto, Hope, The Search, Clouds, That's a Joke, When I Grow Up. Those are just motivational songs. as you would have with Imagine Dragons, but with a slightly grittier taste to them. Kodak Black. So he's also from Louisiana, I believe. Like Kodak Black, his entire thing is that he has this like, oh no, my bad, he's from Florida. He has this entire accent and like patois within rap that separates him from others, that just like, I don't know, the way he speaks is very interesting. Okay, we have to do this just for the jokes. Lil Mabu, he's literally just a joke, a PR stunt. There is no skill in Lil Mabu, and he knows that. Like, he might have some talent, but it's not that he's like a rap genius. Not at all. Yeah, I mean, hip-hop and rap, I didn't really have that much to talk about. I guess we'll move on to just some other things now. So, I also like 21 Pilots. I think that as an indie or independent like recording band, they are one of the best in like all of music history. Tear in My Heart, Chlorine, Car Radio, House of Gold, Stressed Out, Ride, Heathens. Like, they may have not had that many songs in their musical career, but 21 Pilots, they just know how to put words together in the right way, and that's something I really respect of them. Unfortunately, I can't make it to their tour. They just came by. But next time, if they have another tour, I would be very interested in coming. AJR. AJR is also kind of independent. Like Bang, Burn the House Down, Break My Face, all good songs. The only thing I don't like about AJR is that their songs, they're like interesting, but they don't tell a story. Their albums, they're not connected per se. That's just what I think. Another artist, Anissa, so I started listening to her a little bit before she competed on American Song Contest, which the artist Alexa, which I told you about, also competed on, and another artist that I'll discuss after Anissa competed on. Anissa, like the dance pop genre that she's within, I like her songs. It just, some of the releases are hit or miss. They're just like not my type, or the remix too techno or electronic for me. But Fake Love, Dumb Boy, those old songs, those are pretty good. Stella Cole, so she's the other artist that competed on American Song Contest. She's like Rhapsody. I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of breakup stuff, you could say. Yeah, so with Stella Cole, Love Like Mine, Kiss or Kill, Woman of the Hour, I Shot Cupid, Walking on the Moon, Star, Roses. I think those are great musical pieces, but she just doesn't get enough publicization, you could say. So kind of segueing from that, not really, but I thought when I was in Nashville I saw Stella Cole, but it was actually a different artist, and I thought that this different artist was Lainey Wilson, but it wasn't. But we'll continue with Lainey Wilson. So Lainey Wilson, she had a new album, Whirlwind. Great songs, Call a Cowboy, 4x4 by You, and Country's Cool Again. They're pretty interesting, but I'm not into country that much, so it's not that much my thing. Next, so another R&B female artist. We have Zaina, so she's Canadian. Lebanese. Kind of has Mediterranean, Middle Eastern influence on her music. That's interesting. Nasty, Problematic. Those are two songs from East End Confessions. Also Hooked. Those are, yeah, I like the flow of the songs. Also with Anissa, she also has like the Balkan beat in her music. She's Albanian. And that was like kind of talked about within the American Song Contest, like her cultural background, since her parents moved from Albania to New York City. And kind of like flipping the entire script, we'll go to Shensia. So she is a Jamaican artist, kind of rapper, you could say. And she just has like the patois that nobody else has. There are no other like major Jamaican artists in the US, and especially not signed to a major record label like Atlantic. Her new album, Never Gets Late Here, great. Hit and Run, Neva Neva, Flava, Nana, and Red Flag are my favorite songs within that album. Shenyang Anthem, that's a cool song, but it's just symbolic. I don't think it's actually good. There's not really much to it, I would say. Overall, you've seen like some of the genres. This is probably only half. I will make another music episode sometime in the future, maybe around a month from now. So that would be around, let's say, the 19th of October, sometime around there. The dates might not be correct, I'm just thinking in my head right now. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and we'll have another episode up next week. It will probably be with somebody else. Sorry for the second week already being a solo. But thank you for listening to the second episode of the Student Recap Podcast by Raphael. This episode was titled The Music Catch-Up. Once again, thank you for watching, and share this channel with anybody you'd like. And please subscribe. Bye!